Good evening and welcome to the Athletic Memorial Building on the campus of Henry Ford College. It's Hawks basketball time, the men's version, and tonight's contest between the visitors on the scoreboard, the Oakland Community College Raiders, and your Henry Ford College Hawks. It's Eric Payne along with my color guy Dallas Young, and we are happy to be here for a nice Mid-Michigan Junior College Athletic Association matchup.
I'm glad to be here with you, partner.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about Henry Ford, and real quickly, Henry Ford struggled on Sunday in a tough loss against Mid-Michigan, a 60-56 loss where they didn't shoot the ball from three. What did Coach tell you about tonight's contest and what they plan to do?
Well, Henry Ford, they shot 20%. Just 20% from the three-point line. Coach said that they're not going to back down. This team has a lot of height, and they're looking to play the zone. He's going to leave a lot of shooters open, and they're not going to be afraid to shoot that ball. They're going to get that percentage up.
And what do you know about the Raiders?
Well, the Raiders, Kendall Perkins and Mohamed Zor, one of the top shot blockers in the nation is Mohamed, and he's going to come out with an aggressive approach up at the rim. It is a good Oakland team. We're going to see how they're ready to play tonight.
Okay, real quickly. Oakland comes in with a record of 4-3, 2-0 in the conference. Henry Ford, of course, 1-2 in the conference. And the starters, and jumping at center is number 34 that Dallas alluded to. Mohamed Zure is going to jump center against Carrington McCaskill, number 22 for Henry Ford College. And he's the guy that comes over from Florida Atlantic. We'll set the starting lineups for you shortly. Real quickly, Henry Ford in the backcourt, Sergio Steffen and Lorenzo Wright. Up front, we got Daniel Autry and Brandon McCrina, number 33, and jumping center, Carrington McCaskill. For Oakland Community College, Israel Williams, number 10, and Mohamed Zure, forwards up front. In the backcourt, Kendall Perkins, number 11, a guy that Coach Antoine Jobert said is a hell of a player. In the backcourt, along with Jared Taylor, number 14, and number 23, Cameron Williamson, number 23. And we've got some sort of a delay because one of the officials, I think, I'm not sure what the delay was. All I know is one of the officials is coming back in, and that's Ray Kelser, a good friend of mine. But while we have some time, Antoine Jobert, the head coach of the Raiders, suffered a stroke a couple years back, and it's good to see him back on the bench. If that name sounds familiar to you, it's because he is one of the great players from Detroit Southwestern High School under Coach Perry Watson. Played at Michigan, but he is known for what he did at Southwestern High School, and it's good to see him on that bench again.
Hey, in his 12th year of coaching, he's looking to bring that experience from a Division I level, a Big Ten school at Michigan. He's looking to bring his knowledge that he's had and he's played at Michigan. He's looking to bring it to this Oakland team, where these guys are looking to go play Division I. So in his 12th year, he's doing a great job. Okay,
referee Lamar Howell tosses it up, and Oakland controls the tip. We're underway. OCC versus Henry Ford College right here at the Athletic Memorial Building. Number 11, Kendall Perkins being guarded by Sergio Steffen, a defensive stopper.
Sergio Steffen playing airtight defense to start off.
They go right down low immediately to Cameron Williamson. Williamson's got some height on him.
How about that?
And a turnover. Long pass into the corner. That's a dangerous play, and he stepped out of bounds. So Henry Ford's going to side in right here. Their first possession of the game. Number 2, Lorenzo Wright walks it up.
It's going to be interesting to see how the tempo for the Henry Ford Hawks is to start off this first half.
Okay. McCrina in the corner to Daniel Archer in the deep corner. Back up top to McCrina. McCrina pulls up from the hash. Long three, missed it. Steffen wrestles a rebound.
And there's a shot block right there.
And there's Zure. And there's Zure on the shot block. Go ahead.
Well, first shot blocker of the game. We know Zure is known for that. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, he's one of the top shot blockers in the nation.
Nice pass down low on the inbound. Steffen to McCaskill. Let's see if McCaskill is going to play stretch minutes today now that we're into game number 4.
I like this bench. I like how they're on their feet already.
Well, I tell you what, it sounds like we got 10,000 strong in the Athletic Memorial Building,
Great
but we
atmosphere.
don't.
Great atmosphere already.
But we don't. And Williamson on the miss, coming down is Wright. for Henry Ford. Passes over to McCreanham. He's going to pull up again.
Hey.
And that is 3. 1, 2, 3 of them. And all of a sudden right now it's 5-0. That first one was not a 3. It was a long 2.
First 3 of the game right there is going to be interesting to see. You're going to be shooting that 3 ball tonight.
Okay, that's much better than they did the other night, and we'll talk more about that as we go along. Oakland has the ball up top. Number 11, Kendall Perkins, one of the guys that we talked about, long shot, up and no good. Rebounded by Wright, up ahead to McCaskill. McCaskill back to Wright. Wright swings it to Autry. Autry swings it to Stephen all the way around to McCreanham. Back up top to Autry. Autry back to McCaskill. McCaskill kicks it out to Wright on the wing for a deep 3, no good. Oakland with the rebound, coming down. Up with the shot is number 10, Israel Williams.
Didn't get it.
All right, that's Wright driving to the basket, dribble drive, gives it up to Stephen, up top to Autry. That is off. Oakland with the rebound.
I'm liking the ball movement from Henry Ford thus far.
Got to
start knocking down those shots.
They've got to knock them down. Oakland kicks it out. Zure with the ball up top, again, guarded by McCaskill. Kicked out to number 11, Perkins. Didn't realize the length of this Oakland team in the warm-ups.
And Coach talked about that. That length is going to be huge. It's going to be. They obviously have the length advantage. A lot of rebounds tonight.
Inside shot is up, no good, by number 23, Cameron Williamson. And the shot clock goes off, and it is a shot clock violation. Go ahead.
Airtight defense so far for Henry Ford.
The officials
Couple turnovers.
The officials are going to come together and talk about this, but that was a shot clock violation, and the ball goes over to Henry Ford.
Great defense so far. Airtight defense and a couple of turnovers to start. You'd like to see that for Henry Ford.
The intensity is much better as Wright walks it up, kicks it over to his backcourt mate Stephen. Back over to Wright, swings it to Autry, inside to McCaskill.
And there's another shot block.
No good. Say it again.
There's another shot block right there.
Okay. You got to watch.
2 down low.
It makes you think about where you are on the basketball court, Dallas.
It does.
When you got a shot blocker. Stephen way up top to Wright. Wright.
Good ball movement again.
McCreanham. And that is up, and that jumper is good. And it's a 3. 8-0. Henry Ford off to a great start. Eric Pate along with Dallas Young here at the Athletic Memorial Building. Just underway.
They're doing exactly what the coach is saying. They want to shoot that 3 ball, and they're doing exactly that.
Going to the basket. Oakland driving to the hole. A pull-up for Zure. Up no good. Rebounded by Autry. Autry way up. Stephen had to reach up to get that one. Another 3 by McCreanham is up no good. Oakland coming down without the rebound. Number 11, Kendall Perkins, drives. Up no good. Rebound Wright coming right back at you.
Fast-paced basketball right here.
There's Wright. Goes around McCaskill's screen, and the floater is good. And it's 10-0. With 15:54 left in the first half, it's Henry Ford College 10, Oakland Community College nothing.
They're off to a good start. I talked about what their tempo was going to be like in the beginning of the game. They're showing it right here. Their fast-paced tempo, they're going to kick the ball out. We're going to see a lot of ball movement, and they're going to try to hit those threes. And so far, they're doing exactly that, and that's a good start for Henry Ford. 10-0 run.
With Dallas the other night, it was, let's just be honest, Henry Ford was just downright abysmal from 3. They were 6 of 20, or 6 of 30 from 3. That's 20%. That's not going to cut it. However, Mid-Michigan was 5 of 21, so if there's a silver lining, they played pretty good defense.
It is, and that defense, as you see early on, a 10-0 run through the first 5 minutes, they have not allowed this Oakland team to score. So that defense, it looks like it's their bread and butter in the beginning. They have to keep it up.
And I love the way Coach is sticking, Coach Shepard is sticking with his starters. The other day, he substituted frequently and often. Okay, one-handing the basketball for Oakland was number 11, Kendall Perkins. Perkins gets it back. Nice skip pass down to Zure. Up no good. Big, strong rebound by McCaskill.
Great rebound.
Big rebound by McCaskill over to Wright. Wright swings it to Macrina up top. Macrina's had a couple long jumpers early on. Wright walking it over to the middle of the court above the arch.
And if they get him going, it's going to be a good momentum for Henry Ford.
All right, pass down, kind of a careless pass. Oakland steals it away. They're on the run. And a layup is up, and it's good for number 1, Michael Pena, who snuck in that lineup during the timeout. 15 minutes straight up, it's 10-2. Oakland just got on the board. Stephen up top, handling the ball, passes to his backcourt mate, Lorenzo Wright. Wright looking for someone, and he just pulls up with a 3 up, no good. Rebounded by number 23, Cameron Williamson.
I don't necessarily agree with that shot right there by Stephen. You know, you got to swing the ball more and look for a better open shot right there.
Well, just like that, Oakland, Kendall Perkins scores, and now it's 10-4.
You don't want to allow those kind of crazy shots right there. Got to stay within your game.
And I tell you what, Dallas, these halves have a tendency to flow by.
Yeah, they do.
It's like clock time, regular clock time when there's no interruption. Autry going to pull up 4-3 of his own, no good. But McCaskill's there to clean up the mess.
And a block.
Blocked by Zure.
One of the top shot blockers in the nation. 2 already, and he comes back.
But hey, McCaskill came back and answered. Into the lineup for Henry Ford College, number 1, Cameron McEvans kicks into the lineup, and number 20, LaMarco Gullich, who each game has given the Hawks some good minutes.
And I expect that the Hawks, their tempo should increase even more. Faster, younger, more athletic guys coming on the court right here.
Back over to number 10, Israel Williams. Williams gives it off to Cameron Williamson, who spins. No good. Autry on the cleanup on the rebound. Autry brings it up himself over to Macrina. Macrina swings it deep right corner to Stephen.
Great
to
ball
McEvans, to Autry, to Macrina. Back over to Stephen, who tried to put it down in the middle to Marco Gullich, but it was stolen away by OCC. OCC on the run. And score that basket for number 11, Kendall Perkins. He'll be headed to the line. And the foul.
Yeah,
we got to get the foul.
Yeah.
And the foul was on Cameron McEvans. That's his first, the team's first. And for the old school and one try for OCC, that'll be Michael Pena shooting that free throw. Go ahead.
I'm liking how the Hawks are, defending on the boards. They're not backing down. We see a height difference in this game, but the Hawks are battling on the board, and so far they're winning the rebound advantage.
And Pena hits the free throw, and now 7 straight points by OCC, and it's 10-7. Checking into the lineup for Henry Ford is number 23, Ricky Dixon. You got Stephen bringing it up. Stephen, Gullich, McEvans, Autry, and Ricky Dixon, all in the lineup for the Hawks. McEvans hop steps, kicks it out to Autry. Autry gives it back up to McEvans up top. Crossover down the middle, a floater.
Nice.
Scored a bucket for Cameron McEvans. Scored a bucket and a foul. The OCC foul.
McEvans is a fast guard. Displayed it right there. He's able to get some shots off.
The OCC foul was on number 1, Michael Pena. As McEvans missed the free throw. When you're a point guard, you got to hit those. 12-7. Williamson pulls up. The jump shot is good, and it's 12-9. Don't look now, Dallas, but that 10-0 lead that Henry Ford had, it's a 9-2 run by the Raiders that kind of erase it and cut the deficit to 3.
And this is college basketball. Teams will go on runs. This isn't a game where teams are going to go on runs and they're going to just shut basketball teams out. No, they're going to come back and they're going to punch you right back in the face.
That's a good point. And that's why Coach Shepard said, hey, let me get my point guard back in the game. Autry comes out. Lorenzo Wright checks in. Gullich underneath off the inbound. Scored a hook shot, 14-9. 12-27 and counting in the first half.
Raiders look to be slowing down the offense a little bit.
High pick and roll. It's number 11, Kendall Perkins.
That pick and roll is an old school play. It's going to work 9 times out of 10.
Dallas, they've been running that since the days when I wore that jersey, that green and gold for Marygrove College. It works.
You cannot go wrong with a pick and roll. Trust me.
Steffen down low to Gullich. Gullich turns around, kind of an awkward position, kicks it out to Lorenzo Wright. McEvans back to Gullich, up and
Good
under.
move.
Gullich had it blocked. There was 2 guys that blocked that.
I'm keeping tracks of the blocks from Muhammad right now, and that's 3 already.
And that went off of Henry Ford. Last touch by the Hawks, and the Raiders have it going down. Checking into the lineup for the Hawks is number 3, Andrew Leamy.
I'm looking at Muhammad Zure. He has a great build, and I can see why he's one of the top shot blockers in the nation right now.
Number 11, Kendall Perkins, guarded by Lorenzo Wright. Kicks it back up top to Pena. Pena back over to Perkins. Back up top to Pena. Pena tries a skip pass. And they called that on McEvans, and that's 2. That's 2 on Cameron McEvans. Just came into the ball game off the bench.
2 early fouls off the bench. That's never good.
And we got a sub back into the ball game. That's Daniel Autry checking in for the Hawks. Cameron McEvans picked up that second foul, so he'll probably sit for the rest of the half. 14-11, if you're just joining us, Henry Ford leads OCC. They used to call it Only Chance College. Just had to get that in. 14-11. 11-10 and counting in the first half.
Looking at the intensity of Lorenzo Wright right now.
A nice
Great defense, and he knocks it down.
a desperation 3 by number 11, Kendall Perkins, and that's good. It ties the score at 14-all.
Just wanted to get that shot up. He got it up, and he got the lucky shot.
Autry. I want to see Autry get more involved in this offense. He's been passing the ball quite a bit this year. Right, skip pass, over to Leamy. Leamy gives it off to Gullich around the elbow, on the left elbow. Gives it up to Autry. Autry outside to Leamy, long 3 up, no good. Rebounded by Gullich. Gullich doing the dirty work, gets the offensive rebound. Ball ends up in the hands of Ricky Dixon. It's up, no good. Long rebound. Pena was trying to go for it, but there's a foul.
You know, in the early going, they're getting open shots. You know, the Hawks are having great ball movement right now. They're getting open shots. They have to just knock them down. And like I said, Coach Shepard said they're not going to be afraid to shoot their 3. They're going to shoot a lot of 3s, and they're going to force those 3s to go in.
That foul was on number 3, Andrew Leamy. That's his first foul for Henry Ford. We got to check the lineups for both teams. Oakland County Community College, or Oakland Community College. Number 11, Perkins, over to Pena. Pena kicked it over to Williamson. Williamson went back to Pena. 10, Israel Williams back in the lineup, gives it up to Zure. Zure, 1 second on the shot clock with the hook shot, no good. Autry up for a nice athletic rebound. Give it up to Leamy. Leamy across court, long, high pass over the head of Lorenzo Wright, and that's a turnover. And those turnovers can be bugaboos in a game like this, all tied at 14.
Yep.
9:37 left in the first half.
You never want to turn the ball over because that turnover can turn into a 10-0 run, you know, off of 1 turnover.
And ever since Henry Ford led 10-0, they have that's been a 14-4 run to tie it up. Zure up, no good. And in that lineup for Henry Ford is number 11, Ricardo Colvin. That's his first foul. Just picked up a foul there on the push. That call was on the floor. Into the lineup for Henry Ford is number 12, Joel Knighton, the big fella. And returning is for Henry Ford, number 33, Brandon McCreena.
I've heard a lot about Joel Knighton. Great athletic big.
Well, I think when you got Gullich and you got McCreena, I mean, not McCreena, when you got Knighton, Gullich, and Colvin, you got a good array of big fellas on your roster.
Yep.
Right.
They'll battle on the board as well.
Wright swings it over to McCreena.
The
McCreena
pass.
passes to Knighton.
And another block.
Knighton over to Colvin, and Colvin had, oh, man, he ran right into the shot blocker. The best way to go at, they say the best thing to do when you're going up against, when you're playing against a shot blocker is to go right at him, and that's what Henry Ford just did.
Yeah, like you said, they have to go at him, force those fouls on him, and get him out of the game. Get him in foul trouble.
And that foul was on number 34, Muhammad Zure, his second. So he may have to sit. and Ricardo Coben at the line for Henry Ford. Into the lineup for OCC number 4, Tyrell Jackson in his first action. Action Jackson, can't resist that one. He is out of Farmington High School. Second shot by Coben, rimmed out.
Missed both.
And number 23, Cameron Williamson, comes down with the rebound. It ends up in the hands of Kendall Perkins. Perkins over to Tyrell Jackson. Jackson up top to Kendall Perkins.
Good defense by both teams in the early going.
Yeah,
Got to avoid the fouls, though.
Yeah, we're over the halfway point, and we're tied at 14.
A low score like this.
Nice tip by Autry. Autry to right. Right to Knighton. Knighton kicks it up top to Autry. Autry swinging over to McCreena, who's gone kind of cold here. Missed the 3. Coven had the rebound.
Yeah, you alluded to it. You know, he kind of became cold. He had 2 early threes in the game and haven't knocked down one since. So they have to get him going.
Okay, nice inbound pass by Knighton to Coven. Coven's hook shot is up, no good. OCC gets the rebound. They're off and running. That's Kendall Perkins on the pull-up. Wild shot. Went last touched by the Raiders, and the Hawks get it coming down.
Yeah, wild shot right there by Kendall. Coach said that he's one of the players to watch in this game. I think he has to slow down himself a little bit. And, you know, I don't want to say he's got to get going, but, you know, early on, they're going to have to lean on him for Oakland.
Okay, for the Hawks, number 22, Carrington McCaskill checks in. And for the Raiders, number 10, Israel Williams is back. McCreena working against Pena. Right over to Daniel Autry's favorite corner 3 is up, no good. That was from that deep left corner. He loves that shot. Couldn't hit it there.
They've had about 5 open threes. And they've missed them.
And what's the call here? Is that a turnover or is that a timeout? I'm not quite sure. The ball just was left vacant. Like they vacated the ball. They just let it roll out of bounds. OCC did. So Henry Ford ends up with it. I think Coach Joe Barrett was looking for a timeout, but the official didn't call it. Anyway, long 3 by Lorenzo Wright.
I talked to Coach.
It's good, 17-14.
I talked to Coach in the beginning of the game, and he said the struggles from three-point land, you know, he says is because they haven't got their legs up underneath them yet early in the season. So, like I said, they're going to continue to shoot these threes and try to get them legs underneath them and hopefully get good results.
Well, you best believe that Henry Ford won't stop shooting the 3. But that was speaking of threes, that was a bad one by Tyrell Jackson. McCaskill got the rebound, kicked it out to McCreena, got it back, and was bumped hard by number 34, Mohamed Zure.
I believe that was a blocking foul.
And that's his 3rd foul. That's big.
Yep, huge.
With 7:08 left in the first half, Zure picks up his 3rd foul. He's going to have to come out. And checking into the lineup for OCC is number 23, Cameron Williamson, a 6'4 sophomore out of Wall Lake Western.
And that's huge for the Hawks to get their top player out of the game. In the early going, they got better chances to get some shots over their centers now.
OCC on the run, long shot by Pena up, no good. Well, layup was no good. They corralled the offensive rebound. It ends up in Williamson's hands, and an air ball 3. Henry Ford coming down. The tempo is slowed down considerably. Long 3 by Wright up, no good. Jackson on the rebound. Long pass, was it too far? No. Williamson corrals it, kicks it back up to Jackson. Jackson, timeout, OCC, and that was Michael Pena said, hey, Coach Joe Bear wants a timeout. Let me just talk a little bit about Joe Bear with 6:30 left in the first half, 17-14. I mean, when the word came out about a year or so ago that the coach had a stroke, I mean, it was kind of devastating in the basketball community, and that's why it was so good. I had spent a nice time with him before the game, just kind of talking to him about his team, but we talked about his health, and he just is, you know, he's thanking God and just very happy to be back on his bench. As you said, it's his 12th year, but 1 year I think it was last year where he just did not coach.
Yeah, and it's glad to see him back on the court. You know, like I said, he's been here for 12 years. Basketball is his life. He played at Michigan. He has a wealth of knowledge. So to be able to spread this, I know he would like nothing better to be on the floor or be on the court with his team. But he's back and he's making a big impact on the coaching sidelines.
Well, if you could, young fella, if you could only Google, YouTube, Antoine Joubert when you get home, most of the highlights are going to come from Detroit Southwestern, where he made his name, had a Class A single game record in the title game with 47 points. Shot up by number 10 for OCC. That was Israel Williams, and it's 17-16 with just above 6 minutes left.
OCC
in the first
is
half.
shooting a lot of mid-range jumpers, and that's where they're getting their points from.
Right, down low to Macrina. Macrina's going to turn around, skip past it to McCaskill, who kicked it out to Autry. Autry to Knighton. Knighton's in trouble, kicks it up top to Autry, who cross-court pass, dangerous pass. And Macrina's got to knock it down, and he did. When you make a cross-court pass, somebody better hit the shot, or the coach is going to be yelling. 20-16, just 5:32 left in the first half.
It's his third three of the game.
Free throw, elbow, jump shot, up no good by number 23, Cameron Williamson.
He's shooting and rebounding.
Right down the lane is good for Henry Ford, 22-16.
Lorenzo Wright, that was a good heads-up play to speed it up.
And Autry tried to take a charge, but nothing doing. Layup by number 10, Israel Williams. Wright had it stripped away. OCC on the run. They will run. And that's Tyrell Jackson, and all of a sudden it's 22-20.
OCC is a good athletic team. Like you said, they will run. They will get a lot of fast break points.
Well, Wright will try to slow this tempo down, and he's calling out a play. Skips it to Autry. Autry pulls up with the three up, no good. Rebounded by number 10, Israel Williams for OCC. Pena. Now he's going to look to the bench and call a play. Pena working against Wright. Nice screen set by Williamson. There's a travel, though, and that's a turnover, and Henry Ford will get the ball as Sergio Steffen returns to the lineup for the Hawks. 22-20 with 4:23 left to play in the first half. Eric Pate along with Dallas Young at the Athletic Memorial Building. This is Hawks basketball on the live stream for Henry Ford College Athletics. Glad to be with you.
I think Coach Joubert will want to limit those turnovers for his team. Those turnovers are piling up. So I think they may change that come second half.
Right over to Autry, to Macrina up top. And a steal. Williams stole it away, but McCaskill gets it and steals it away from Wright. Possession arrow favors the Hawks. Good hustle play by McCaskill, who is starting to get into shape, and he's playing extended minutes today.
Yeah, and it's all about getting those legs underneath you, and they sat out for a period of time due to COVID. So to get those legs back underneath, I know, you start working out and you have to stop. It takes a toll on you. So when you get those legs back underneath you, I expect them to play more minutes and be able to run the floor and shoot more threes.
Autry shoots a long three right before the shot clock expired. He missed it. Kendall Perkins with the rebound, down low to Williams, over to Pena. Pena dropped it off for Williams. Rebound by McCaskill. Big, strong rebound, gives it off to Macrina, and the Hawks are on the run. Right. Watusi's up top, gets it stolen away almost, gets it back, gives it up to Macrina. Macrina step back, three, and that's good.
All right, he's trying to get his legs underneath him now.
25-20 Hawks.
It's a bad man when he starts shooting that three.
3:15 left to play in the first half. Perkins down low amongst the trees. Williamson back over to Perkins, and that was tipped in by Williamson, and it's 25-22.
I think you want to feed the high hand right here.
Hawks lead it. Under 3 minutes now left in the first half. I told you, these halves fly.
They do.
The foul situation.
And he shoots it again.
Macrina up no good. Rebounded by Perkins.
A heat check right there.
Henry Ford with 4 personal fouls in the half. OCC with 3. McEvans is back at the scorer's table with 2 fouls. He's coming back in. Pena had his shot blocked. I didn't see who that was on the block for the Hawks, but
the lead pass.
Nonetheless, McCaskill pulls up.
That's
A nice little soft jumper from about 10 feet.
That's a smart shot right there. He didn't go inside the paint because he had a chance of getting blocked right there. So he pulled up and got the mid-range. The mid-range, better percentage right there for him.
27-22. You're right about that, Dallas. Henry Ford up by 5. Pena kicks it to Jackson. Jackson kicks it over to Williams. Missed it. Rebound underneath. Williamson up, no good. That was an air ball. Rebounded by Perkins. Perkins shoots it up. No good. McCaskill couldn't corral the rebound, but Wright was there. Johnny on the spot to get it.
Airtight defense.
Kicks it out to Autry. Autry for a long 3 up, no good. Rebounded by Pena.
These boys are getting after it.
Pena's from Pontiac Academy of Excellence up in Pontiac.
Yep.
27-22.
Airtight defense by both teams thus far. You got to like the hustle that they're playing right now.
Skip pass and a nice layup for Cameron Williamson. Timeout, Henry Ford. With 1:12 left to play before halftime, it's 27-24 Henry Ford.
Yep, both teams so far in the early going, like I continue to say, both teams are playing airtight defense. I'm interested to see what changes. You know, we have 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the first half. I'm interested to see what changes in the second half. Does Oakland start shooting more threes? Do Henry Ford, you know, the 3-point percentage isn't good right now, but do they start shooting more threes? Are they going to give the ball to McCriner? You know, a lot of things need to be changed coming into the second half, so it's interesting to see how they'll approach it.
You're talking about the adjustments, and the adjustments are critical during that 15-minute period. And the big thing, if you're Oakland, you got to be saying to yourself, we're hanging in here without our big fella who picked up his 3rd foul about 6 minutes ago.
Yep, out for the rest of the first half, you know.
All right, Stephen lets the ball roll, picks it up. Just over a minute left to play in the first half. Stephen kicks it in that deep corner for McEvans. A long 3, no good. Stephen corralled the rebound, but it was stolen away by Jackson. Jackson gives it up to number 31, Justin Shepard, who just checked in. McCrina ends up with it and shoots a 3-ball.
How about number 5 on the night?
And that's 30-24. What was that again?
Number 5 on the night. That's his 5th 3.
Wow. Can't wait to check those first half stats. Pull up. Israel Williams up, no good. Stephen on the in and out move.
Get it to him.
Kicks it over to McEvans in the deep corner. They're going to say that McEvans stepped on the out of bounds line. So with 31.1 seconds left, Oakland has the ball, and they can run it. They can run out the time and get up a shot at the buzzer.
Yep.
Knighton checks in for McEvans, and so we got Stephen, Dixon, Ricky Dixon, McCrina, Knighton, and McCaskill all in the lineup for Henry Ford College. OCC, we've got Williamson, Jackson, who passes it over to number 11, Kendall Perkins, and number 31, Justin Shepard is in the lineup. Layup by number 11, Perkins is good. 30-26.
They didn't have to rush a shot there, but they seen the open look and they got it.
McCaskill driving down the middle amongst the trees. He scores it, flexes a little bit, and that foul's got to be on number 23, Cameron Williamson.
And rightfully so. He deserved to flex on that one.
Yeah, he smacked him with 5.25 left before halftime. McCaskill at the line for the old school N1. That foul was on number 11, Kendall Perkins, who caught him on the reach. Nonetheless, McCaskill will get a chance to hit a free throw, but he missed it. So it's 32-26, and OCC's got to hurry. They don't seem like they're in much of a hurry. Kendall Perkins may not have been aware of what was going on, but that's it. That's the end of the first half. Halftime score, Henry Ford College 32, Oakland Community College 26. You're listening to Hawks basketball on the Henry Ford College Athletics live stream. All right, it's halftime here at Henry Ford College. The men's basketball team leads Oakland County Community College 32-26, and I'm happy to be joined by the president of Henry Ford College, Russell Cavahuna. And did I pronounce that right?
No, but that's okay. No one
give
ever
it to me.
does.
Give me
It's Russ Cavaluna. But I'll
Cavaluna.
tell you what, Eric. Just call me Russ.
Okay.
And that'll make it a lot easier for both of us.
That'll make it easy. Well, you know what, President Cavaluna, first of all, it's great to have you here. And just want to talk to you a little bit about your background and just being here at Henry Ford College. What brought you here?
Well, I have to say, what brought me here is a love for education. You know, Eric, this is my third career. I was an airline pilot for a while, and then I was a prosecutor for a while. And then I got into education because I really believe this is a way that we can invest in the most important thing in our society, and that is our youth. And also, you know, my family got a chance at the American dream through community colleges. So when I saw a chance to help this school grow and feed the people like the people playing here on this channel tonight, it was a wonderful thing that we moved our family from Southwest Michigan here to Dearborn.
Well, I tell you this, the slogan, Future Driven, has really, really, really stood out in my mind. Talk to us about that and what it means to the university.
Well, Future Driven is what we believe we can give to our students. You know, if you attend Henry Ford College and you graduate, you can anticipate making $1,000 more a month, $12,000 more a year as a result of the education here. And then, of course, if you transfer to a four-year institution, only about a third of our citizens have a post-secondary education. But we put people on the right path, and of course, $12,000 in a better life is just the beginning, as I say. When you transfer to a four-year institution, you can get on the ladder to an American dream, like my family exposed themselves to, and so we constantly are trying to figure out what we can do to help students better themselves through education. Because we do believe if you invest in yourself through education, then you're future driven.
Well, we're speaking with Dr. Cavaluna.
Russ, just call me Russ.
Okay, I got to use his official titles now.
No, just call me Russ.
We're speaking with Russ. He's the president, Russell Cavaluna, the president of Henry Ford College, and when you drop the community, that means you offer some four-year programs.
That's right. We have one four-year program, and it's in culinary arts. But we, you know, Eric, we have 150 programs from certificates to two-year to four-year. And what we pride ourselves on doing is finding both what our students need and what employers want, and be the middle ground there so that students who come to this institution can leave career-ready or transfer-ready to make a better life for themselves.
Well, I'll tell you what, Russ, it's just been a pleasure having you here, but real quickly, tell us what you think about the Henry Ford men's basketball team, what you've seen so far tonight, what they may need to do to hang on to this 6-point lead that they have.
Well, I'll tell you, I played a lot of ball in my youth. I was never as good as any of these Hawks out here, but we got a good coach. Shepard's been doing a great job. My first year, we won the championship, and then since then, he's been recruiting some good players. You know, the team has struggled because we haven't been able to get together, and most of these students haven't been together for years like a four-year institution would. So the lack of practice doesn't make for good cohesion. In fact, this team, as you know, played without a coach a couple days ago. So once they come together and get to know each other a little bit better, we'll have a better presence in the middle with Cam, and then this Lorenzo Wright. I haven't met him yet, but he seems to push the ball pretty well. And what this team has done historically is play good defense and rebound well. And once that happens, then we'll be in a much better shape, because whether the shots are going in or not, that comes and goes with, like we saw on the difference between Friday and Sunday night. But the defense and the rebounds is kind of Shepard's calling card, and this team needs a couple more weeks to tone that up.
Well, Russ, on behalf of the broadcast team, Eric Pate, Dallas Young, the athletic director, Rochelle Taylor, who does a fine job, we'd like to thank you for allowing us to do this, first of all, and thanks for joining us tonight, okay?
Of course. I hope you call the game the right way for the rest of the night, which means we'll win.
Okay, I can't guarantee any of that now, but we hope so.
I hope I hear you say 3 times, a lot more times.
Okay. Well, Russ, thank you again for joining us. And, hey, hopefully they will hang on, and hopefully the continued success here at Henry Ford College.
Yes, sir. And I'll come back and talk to your listeners again sometime. As soon as we get this gym rocking again, when people come back, they're going to see a new floor, new new sound system, new bleachers, and a great basketball event. So hang on out there. Come see us when we're live.
Okay. All right. That's the president of Henry Ford College, Russell Cavalluna, joining us here at halftime. 32-26, Henry Ford College leads Oakland Community College. With 2 minutes left. Okay.
You said one for 13?
Look, 1 for 13. The majority of the shots were threes.
Yep.
All right, back here at the Athletics Memorial Building, Eric Pate along with Dallas Young. Happy to be joined at halftime by Henry Ford College President Russ Cavalluna, and really thankful that he stopped by. 32-26, the Hawks lead it. We look at the statistics, and it's a telling story. The Hawks were 6-22 from three, 13 to 32 overall for 41%. But Brandon McCrena 5 of 9 for three. The rest of the team 1 for 13.
Yep, and the rest of the team, you know, they have to pick it up, and they're leading by 6. So if the rest of the team can pick it up, hey, they may be able to run away with this game. But you know, Brandon McCrena is doing a fantastic job. I think he's got the high hand right now. They have to continue to feed him in this second half, and it's going to be interesting to see what their approach is, what their game plan is, and if they're going to continue to feed this man.
And when you shoot that ball as much as they do, that three ball, as much as Henry Ford does, I mean, 6 of 22, but 1 of 13 for the rest of the guys, real tough.
Yes, it's almost unacceptable. And the majority of these shots are open shots. They're swinging the ball well, and they're getting open shots. They're just not connecting. So I think they have to do a better job of connecting with the threes.
Okay, here we go. Second half action. OCC gets the ball to start the second half, trailing 32-26. And as you can see, big fella is back on the floor, number 34, Mohamed Zure.
And it's going to be interesting to see how he, is he going to be aggressive on defense? How is he going to come out in this second half? He had 3 fouls already in the game in that first half. So let's see if he's aggressive or passive on defense.
Right. Brings it down and gave it off to McCaskill, to Stephen to McCrena. McCrena's calling for it, but it's back in Wright's hand. He split some defenders. He's looking for a call, no call. Zure challenged him. That pass, he toed the line on it, stayed behind the three, grazed the rim on the three-point try. Zure with the rebound. Pena.
And that's open three right there. They gotta hit those.
Kendall Perkins running the point up at the top, guarded by Stephen. Just underway in the second half, 32-26, Henry Ford.
That's a good screen right there.
Back up top is Pena. Long three, 32-29. Daniel Autry for Henry Ford tosses it to Stephen, who gives it to Wright, back to Stephen. Stephen back over to Wright. They yo-yo it up top.
And let's see how the tempo is going to be for the Hawks coming out in this second half as well. What adjustments are they going to make?
A nice steal there.
That's a good
for
block.
OCC. Couldn't get anything out of it. Looked like they almost turned it over, but the Raiders still have it. Number 11, Kendall Perkins, working against Stephen. High pick by Zure. He rolls, but Perkins takes the J, no good. They fight, and the scramble for the basketball goes off of the Raiders, so the Hawks will take it out underneath, going down the floor.
In the early going, slowing down the tempo. See if it's consistent through the second half.
Swings it to right in the deep corner to Autry, down low to McCaskill. Diagonal pass to Wright, grazed the rim, but falls in for Wright. That's a three-pointer, 35-29.
Nice bullet pass. 1-2 to start from the three-point line in the second half. Keeping track of them three-pointers. See how the Hawks come out in the second half.
Perkins being guarded by Wright. Just underway in the second half. 35-29, long three by Pena. It laid on the rim and died and fell in.
Both teams are getting these lucky bounces to start.
35-32. Henry Ford has the lead. Wright to Autry, to Stephen, to Macrina. That's a good one. That was on the deep left part of the arc, and it's 38-32 Hawks.
That's his 6th of the game. He has been shooting hot. He's been hot from three-point land today.
Perkins working against Wright. Perkins going to handle the basketball. They're going to see if Pena can get open. Coach Joe Bear said that this team can play any tempo, and that's what they've tried to do. A give and go. And on the layup is number 10, Israel Williams. And let's see who the foul is on. Someone reached in for Henry Ford. And that foul was on number 4 for Henry Ford, Daniel Autry. That is his first. The team's first here in the second half. And at the line for the old school and one try is number 10, Israel Williams, who shoot one. He's out of Pontiac Academy of Excellence.
We've heard his name
or
a lot
Pontiac
tonight.
High School. I'm sorry.
We've heard his name a lot tonight. He's been playing well for Oakland, both on the defensive end and offensive end.
38-35. Wright working against Pena. Wright turns the corner, kicks it off to Autry. A dribble drive, kick out to Wright for the wide open three, and it's good. That's a good sign. That's 2 threes in a row. 41-35, Hawks lead it.
That is a great sign to come out in the second half and start shooting 3 balls.
Okay. Perkins back up top to Pena. Pena on the drive.
Nice move.
Scored a Glasser. 41-37. Wright has the ball on the right side of the floor.
The way he's able to move his body when he's going up for the shot, that's great athleticism. And he's getting a lot of points.
Macrina looking inside, has no one to give it to. Almost a 5-second count. He dribbled along the baseline. You knew that was trouble, but they're going to say that the Raider that intercepted the pass was out of bounds.
It was. Great call by the ref.
That's a turnover. McEvans underneath to McCaskill on the inbound. Up no good. Rebound by Zure. Zure to Williams. Perkins. Perkins. Dribble drive. Kicks it out to Pena. Head fake. Pena gives it off to Williamson for the layup. 41-39.
That was a nice bullet pass right there to get it in and for the easy layup.
15-23 to play and counting. Wright turns turns the corner on a dribble drive, gives it up to McEvans, had a wide open three. It was blocked. It was tipped, deflected by Williamson. Here come the Raiders. The Raiders kick it out. That was a drive. Perkins was on the drive, gave it up to Zure, but could not convert. There was a foul on the play. It's on the floor. No foul there. But Oakland has the ball.
On that three-point shot right there, he took a little bit too much time. He thought he had enough time, but he didn't. And, that's why they blocked the shot.
41-39, just under 15 minutes to play in regulation. Eric Pate along with Dallas Young. It's Hawks basketball on the Henry Ford College Athletics live stream. Glad to be with you on YouTube or the Henry Ford site, and that's a travel against OCC. The Hawks get the ball going down.
And we talked about the turnovers in the first half for Oakland. Doesn't seem like it's gotten a little bit better. They have to not be able to turn that ball over. They got to keep the possessions. Nice three right there. Just misses.
And McEvans had a foul on that last play. That was a foul on the floor. That's 3 fouls on Cameron McEvans, but he stays in the game. Oakland has the ball. Pena up top, guarded by Wright. Wright looking for someone to give it to. Kicks it out to number 10 down low. That was Israel Williams, but there was some contact with the guys in the paint. I think they're going to get McCaskill on the foul.
I'm liking the way Lorenzo Wright is playing defense tonight. He's been airtight, and I mean he's been airtight. He's been on these defenders, on these Oakland defenders, and just to look in his eyes, he's coming. He's been ready to play today.
And that foul was on McCaskill. There's a timeout, a full timeout. Oakland calls it, OCC. So with 14-16 left in regulation, the score, Henry Ford College 41, Oakland Community College 39.
Yeah, again, I'm going to continue to go to Lorenzo Wright. He's been playing great defense tonight. He's been acting like a pit bull. He's been covering Oakland's offense tonight. And not only on the defensive side, but on the offensive side, he's been pushing the ball well.
And he's hit a couple threes here in the second half, and that has to help the Hawks' efforts on offense, Dallas.
Yep, it has. And, again, Lorenzo Wright, just a freshman out of Ypsilanti. So, again, he's playing way above his age. He's playing like he's been here before. To see Lorenzo Wright come out and really lead this team, hey, you got to like it. And that's a good sign for the Hawks, for the rest of the season.
41-39 with 14-16 to play. And don't forget, folks, on Thursday night, we're going to have some volleyball action. It's Henry Ford College against Mott Community College. The folks from Flint will come down. Then on Friday night, it's St. Clair County Community College basketball action. So we got volleyball, we got basketball, and then we'll be back with you next Tuesday when Schoolcraft College comes in to play Henry Ford College. Always a good matchup.
Always. I'm happy to be covering it with you.
All right. Really enjoying ourselves here. Underneath, they inbound Oakland. Israel Williams throws it out high to Michael Pena. Pena being guarded by McEvans. McEvans has got to be careful. He's got 3 fouls. Down low to Zure. He draws a crowd. They kick it out to Williams. Oh, Kendall Perkins. Perkins over to Pena. There's 1 second on the shot clock.
Oh.
And Pena hits the 3 and stares. I think at his bench. That is the first lead of the night.
He's feeling confident after that one right there.
That's the first lead of the night for OCC, 42-41. Right with a quick pull-up, and it's 43-42 with 13:36 in counting. Nice pull-up jump shot by the point guard.
And Lorenzo Wright, confident, just the way he's carrying himself right now. That's what you want to see.
You've got Pena up top, swings it out to Williams. Williams to Zure. Zure back to Williams. Williams back up top to Pena, guarded again by McEvans. They swing it left this time to Perkins. Perkins will pull up at the shot clock, hit the glass, And Ricky Dixon has it for Henry Ford. He pushes the tempo up, no good. Bad shot. With the rebound was Williamson giving it up to Pena. Pena with the layup, it's good.
He's been able to maneuver his body all night long going into traffic. And look at him. He's talking. He is talking right now. You like that from Oakland.
44-43. You don't like it if you're Henry Ford. Right to Autry, to McEvans. McEvans says he was out of bounds. Turnover. And with 12:34 left, it's 44-43 OCC. LaMarco Gullich checks back in for Henry Ford. And you get another sub in for OCC. Is that Tyrell Jackson? Yes, it is. Gave him some pretty decent minutes in the first half. So we'll set these lineups for you. For Henry Ford, it's Wright, Evans, Autry, Dixon, layup. As a layup goes down, and that's a 46-43 lead for OCC. McEvans, Gullich, Autry, Dixon, and Wright all on the floor.
That was good anticipation about Dixon. He tried to get the steal. He knew where the pass was going. Just went out of bounds.
And for OCC, you've got Jackson, Williams, Zure, Williamson, and number 11, Perkins, all on the floor. Dixon makes up his mind, turns the corner, but kicks it out to Autry. Autry cross court to McEvans, and that's a shot clock violation, and that was a bad possession. That might have been the worst possession for Henry Ford all night. They didn't run anything.
It was, and it looked like they didn't even know, what the shot clock was. They didn't know that the time was running out. Got to be more heads up.
And that's the important thing. And one thing about one thing that Ray Kelser, I've watched him officiate a lot of games, and Lamar Howell. They bring it all together. I forget the official's name that on the far outside. They'll discuss what's going on. They'll figure it out. They want to find out that this was in fact a shot clock violation. Did it graze the rim or what have you? But they discussed it, and it is OCC's ball.
And the coaching staff for Henry Ford not liking it.
Well, Henry Ford's protesting because they're saying, hey, it hit the rim. Nonetheless, protest aside, OCC has the ball in the lead, 46-43 with 11:45 and counting.
And let's see how that affects the Henry Ford. A bad call like that may turn the game. Let's see if the mental side of the game, won't let them affect it.
I don't know if that shot hit the rim or not, but it was close. McEvans just picked up his fourth foul. Tyrell Jackson went right at it.
And you got to like Tyrell Jackson. He's a scrappy player. He's going right at defenders, drawing fouls. He's been doing good for Oakland in this game tonight.
And Jackson's going to go to the line to shoot two with 11:30 left in regulation. It's 46-43 OCC. They took the lead just a few moments ago. First lead of the night at 42-41. As Brandon McCrena and Joe Knighton check into the lineup for Henry Ford.
McCrena back in the game. They're going to probably start to shoot more threes again.
Up high for the rebound is Ricky Dixon. Dixon tried to give it to Wright, but Jackson denied him all over. That's going to be the strategy for the Raiders, I assume, the rest of the night. They're going to face guard Wright all over. They don't want him to get free touches. And Ricky Dixon with a strong move inside. Nice bucket, 47-45 with 11-10. He's going to go to the line. And the foul was on number 4, Tyrell Jackson, his first, the team's first, at the line for the old school and1, Ricky Dixon for Henry Ford.
And I've noticed the intensity between Oakland and Henry Ford have picked up. Both teams talking back and forth. You got players talking to each other. This is going to be a good game down the line.
Missed the free throw, but Henry Ford was able to corral the rebound. But they turn it over. The Raiders get the ball, leading 47-45.
You want to limit those turnovers coming down the stretch of this ball game.
Let's see if OCC goes to a more deliberate style. That was Perkins on the layup miss, but Zure corralled it and put it in. 49-45. OCC. Wright with the basketball. Wright's calling for a pick. He goes ahead, dribble drives to Macrina. Macrina goes to the high arc, kicks it back over to Wright. Wright turned the corner on Jackson. They're going to get Jackson on the guarding, hand checking.
Yep.
That's a foul.
It's a good call by the official.
That's on the floor. Second team foul for OCC.
Fantastic call by the official to see it.
Well, they'll let it go, but if it gets to be too egregious, they have to call the foul. It's pretty obvious. Gullich, way up top, cross court to Macrina. Macrina turns the corner, dribble drives, kicks it out to Gullich, who take the three. Up, no good. Knighton over the back, tipped it, missed the shot. OCC down running. That's Perkins on the layup.
3-on-1 attack right there. Nothing he can do about it.
Perkins made it 51-45. Macrina right at 10:01 left, midway through the second half. 51-45. Want to find out who the foul was on. That foul was on number 11, Kendall Perkins, his second. The team's third. At the line for Henry Ford, Brandon Macrina shooting two.
And Macrina has been good, from the three-point line, but, from the free throw line. Let's see how, he get a couple extra points for Henry Ford tonight.
So they're going to go back to the bench and pick up Ricardo Coven, Henry Ford, and number 4, Daniel Autry. Still waiting on Daniel Autry to get going.
Yeah.
And that second free throw is good, 51-47.
That's good for Macrina to hit those free throws at the line. Lorenzo Wright continue to play stellar defense right now. He's sticking with the offense.
Ball hawking, to say the least, trying to get a help.
There you go.
From Autry, bad pass. Coven, nice defense, may have forced a turnover. Coven comes up with it, Wright on the right-hand side, dribble drives, kicks it out. Autry to Coven, and that was number 10, Israel Williams, who was called for the foul.
He has his hands up in the air like he know he didn't foul.
Wait a minute, they called that on Zure.
Yeah,
that is his fourth foul, the team's fourth. And Coven's at the line. He missed the first one. Into the lineup quickly off the bench is number 1, Michael Pena, and number 4. That was number 1, Michael Pena in the lineup.
And I'm looking at Coven. As he just missed this free throw, he showed frustration. You cannot show your opponent you're frustrated as he misses another one, because they're going to take advantage of that. They know you're frustrated. They're going to go right at you.
He missed the second free throw as well, 51-47. OCC on the run. Pena drops it off to Williamson. Williamson's going to have to play big now. That Zure is out the lineup. He missed 2 shots at it. Coven saved the rebound to Autry. Long pass up the floor to Dixon, who took it right to the cup. Coven on the miss. Wright with the rebound back to Macrina. Macrina back to Wright. Head fake down the lane. On the drive, Lorenzo Wright was hacked. Let's see who the foul was on.
And Lorenzo Wright plays with his hair like he's on fire.
The foul was on number 10, Israel Williams. That's his first, the team's fifth. Wright will go to the line to shoot 2. 51-47 OCC with 9:05 left to play in the second half. Hits the first free throw.
He's been the leader all night long for Henry Ford. They got to look to him with 9 minutes left in the game. They got to look to Lorenzo Wright. Don't want to say he's carrying the team, but he's been an integral part of it.
Second free throw is up, and it's good by Lorenzo Wright. 51-49 with 9:05 left to play. I think that OCC had it right when they were face guarding Wright, but how long can you do that without committing a lot of fouls?
Exactly.
Jackson swings it to Pena. Pena guarded by Wright. They go left side, kick it back out to Kendall Perkins. Jump shot up, no good. Tip right to Henry Ford, and it ends up with Ricky Dixon, who goes right down the middle, and he was fouled by Tyrell Jackson. So he'll be going to the free throw line. This is another way to get back into the game by going right to the basket.
Yeah, and that was nice for him to notice he go straight to the basket, a 2-on-1 with two defenders, and he knew he was going to get fouled. That was a very nice heads-up play.
Ricky Dixon, but you got to hit the free
so
throws. He missed the first one, 51-49, 8:39 left to play in regulation. Ricky Dixon will get another shot. He's giving him some energy off the bench. But he's got to hit free throws.
Yeah, getting fouled doesn't mean anything if you can't hit your free throws.
And he missed 2. And I think we've had 2 consecutive trips, and then now you get a foul.
That was a frustration foul right there. He was frustrated that he missed his free throws.
That foul's on Ricky Dixon, and that's a triple there. You miss both free throws and you commit a foul. 51-49. A little baseball analogy, but 3 things that went bad.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Kendall Perkins going against Ricky Dixon there. Pena has it, guarded by Wright. Pena with a spin move at the free throw line.
Very good defense.
Kicks it out to Perkins. Perkins on the drive, floats it up, no good. Coven on the rebound for Henry Ford to Wright, who brings it up along the right side. Goes to the left side, pull up 3. Up no good. Coven big on the rebound, but he can't control it, and Perkins ends up with it. Gives it up to Pena. Pena, kind of wild.
Yeah, slow it down a bit.
Ends up with it, throws it cross court to Jackson. Wide open 3, and that is good. 54-49 with 7:41 in counting.
Lorenzo Wright has to slow down the pace a little bit. Get this Hawks offense refocused again.
They need a good shot.
They do. Take your time and look for an open shot. That ball moving off is it's not there like it was in the first half.
Coven called for a pick. Wright called for a pick of Coven. Layup by Wright was blocked away by number 23, Cameron Williamson, who played big. Back into the lineup for the Hawks, number 0, Sergio Steffen. And Sergio Steffen checks in. And I didn't see who checked. Oh, and McCaskill checks in for Henry Ford.
I think that in order for Henry Ford to get their offense going, they need more ball movement. And they had the ball movement in the first quarter or first half. I'm not seeing that in the second half. They need more ball movement to get more open shots.
McCaskill gets to the free throw line. He's going to shoot 2. Here's the first one. It's good. 54-50, and that foul for OCC was on Cameron Williamson, his first, the team's 7th. So now it's the 1-and-1. So Henry Ford's going to have to hit some free throws. Second one from McCaskill is no good. So they've missed 5 of the last 6 free throws.
And that's not good. You cannot win ball games like that if you're missing free throws. You got to knock those down.
Perkins has ran the point pretty good. A long 3 by Tyrell Jackson makes it 57-50.
You're going to start to see this ball game get away. If Henry Ford can't hit their free throws and Oakland's starting to shoot that 3 ball like they are, this game is going to get away from Henry Ford.
Autry just shot an air ball 3. OCC with the rock. Jackson swings it over to Perkins. Perkins one-handing it, right-handing it against Wright. Pena, pull-up stop to the hot man, Jackson. Shot up no good, but tipped out to the rebound to Pena. His shot is up no good. Macrina gets the rebound and kicks it out immediately to Lorenzo Wright. Wright working against Pena, pull-up 3, no good. Rebounded by that man, Tyrell Jackson, who's come off the bench for OCC and played pretty well. 57-50, coming up on 6 minutes left to play in regulation.
Tyrell Jackson is playing off the bench for Oakland. He's been MVP off the bench. Let's face it. He's been playing very well for Oakland. He's been the difference maker so far in the second half.
Perkins now, you see Coach Joe Bear calling some plays, and they got to force up a shot. It hit the rim, fight for the rebound. Henry Ford gets it. That's Daniel Autry coming across half court up at the three-point line, and they're going to call him for the travel. He dragged his foot. So at 5:39 left, it's 57-50 OCC, and Mohamed Zure was coming in for OCC just as Henry Ford called timeout.
And it's
a full timeout, So with 5:39 left to play in regulation, the score, Oakland Community College 57, Henry Ford College 50. Eric Pate, Dallas Young with you. A full timeout by Henry Ford.
And you got to wonder on that last play, he had a guy running to the basket. So you got to wonder if his head was up and he was looking. You know, I think he was looking for a three-pointer, but he had a guy going straight to the basket. He should have passed it there for an easy lay-in. But I think they're trying to look for these. They're looking too hard for these three-pointers. And when you got a guy that's at the basket like that, you got to kick it. You got to dump it out to him for an easy lay-in.
Another interesting fast fact and fast stat, if you will, they had a stretch where they missed 5 of the last 6 free throws. Free throws are automatic. You got to hit them all. That's just a philosophy you have to have.
And like I said, you know, fouling doesn't mean anything if you can't hit your free throws. It's just what it is. It's free throws. You gotta make those easiest shots you can make. And Henry Ford, you know, like you said, they missed 5 out of the last 6. You don't want that to come back and bite you, especially the way Oakland is starting to shoot this 3-ball. If you're missing your free throws and they're shooting that 3, this game will get away.
339 seconds left to play, which is, for the layman, 5 minutes and 39 seconds left to play in regulation. 57-50, and OCC has the ball. And they've got to make something happen to avoid a second consecutive loss.
Just lock in.
57-50. Say it again.
I said they just got to lock in. That's it.
Zure is checked back in for OCC. Hook shot is up, no good. McCaskill with the rebound. They list McCaskill as a guard, but he's playing the post. But McCaskill gave it to McEvans, but McEvans couldn't control it. So it's a turnover, and OCC gets it back, right back.
You want to limit those turnovers down the stretch. 5 minutes left to go. They cannot afford turnovers at this point in the game.
Perkins working against Ricky Dixon. Gives it up to Pena. Perkins has been the point guard for the most of this half.
He's playing like his hair's on fire as well. That's a nice floater.
And that's Pena on the floater. 59-50, the OCC's biggest lead, just under 5 minutes left. Steffen down the lane. Scores the layup. 59-52.
And I want to ask something about Michael Pena. He's easily been the most electric player on this Oakland team. When he's making his shots, he's looking at the bench, he's clapping it up, and he's even looking at Henry Ford. Like, you know, I'm that guy right now, and you guys can't stop me. That's how he's feeling.
Perkins gets it back up top to Tyrell Jackson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson looks at it, gives it up to Perkins. To Pena. Pena on the drive, passes it to number 10, Israel Williams, but it was tipped. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and Oakland's going to inbound underneath their own basket. Williams, he's looking for someone. It's Tyrell Jackson. Shot up, no good. Hit the side of the rim. Steffen gets the ball, and he's fouled immediately by Pena right near midcourt. I got my P's messed up.
And that was a smart foul right there. Well, you know what? It wasn't a smart foul. Now they're in a bonus.
It's still 1-1, but that's the 8th team foul against Oakland. So back in the ball game for Henry Ford is number 12, Joe Knighton. And that front end by Sergio Steffen was good. 59-53. Checking into the lineup for Oakland Community College is number 23, Cameron Williamson. And Tyrell Jackson takes a seat. Maybe that's a good thing for Henry Ford.
It is.
Steffen is going to shoot that second shot. And the officials are telling guys to put their mask up. I mean, it's a lot to be done on the court during the COVID situation.
And that's tough to play basketball. You know, it's different from volleyball. It's different from baseball. But it's tough to play basketball when you're running up and down the floor with a mask on. You know, it's COVID. It's COVID. It has to be done. And
don't look now, but Steffen missed the back end of a 1-and-1. 59-53, just under 4 minutes to play. Now, if you're Oakland, what do you do?
Well, if I'm Oakland, I'm going to slow it down. I see that Henry Ford is trying to rush. They're I see Henry Ford is trying to rush, and they're trying to get the ball back, and they know they're running out of time. So if I'm Oakland, I'm slowing the game down, and I'm gonna let them try to stop me.
And that was McCaskill in a scramble that was called for the offensive foul, and OCC will get the ball underneath. And they're calling the play. I guess it's called X from what I see the guys doing. 59, 53, 3:49 left to play in regulation. X is a lot of movement where guys cross one another and set picks as they go. And that's Perkins with the right-hand dribble against Ricky Dixon. Perkins. Nice pick by Zure. Perkins on the pull-up, hit the side of the backboard. Joe Knighton over to Steffen to Macrina. Macrina with the three. It's good. And it's 59-56 with 3:20 left. Timeout.
How about 7 threes in the game for Macrina?
And that's a full timeout. With 3:20 left in regulation to score, Oakland Community College 59, Henry Ford College 56.
I think Henry Ford has to run their offense and try to get open threes from Macrina. He has 7 threes in this game. And I feel like, they have to give him the ball a little bit more. Get him open. Get him open on that on the three-point line. And so he can knock down those threes. He's hot right now. And this is how they're gonna get, they're inching closer, but this is how they're gonna be able to take the lead.
Dallas, I'm a little concerned because Henry Ford scored a lot of points Friday night in their win against Wayne County. But against Mid-Michigan, they were held under 60. And tonight, they're under 60. They'll probably end up in the 60s. But what do you say about this offense? How would you describe it? The lack of offense.
I would describe it, for one, I would describe this offense as hit or miss. They've been on runs, and they've been shooting threes. Well, Macrina has been shooting threes. But this offense is hit or miss. I think Macrina, he's pulling most of the weight. I think they have – the main thing is they got to shoot the open threes. They gotta knock down these open threes. They're getting too many opportunities that they're missing. They're not going in the paint. So when you get that open three, you gotta make it. And I believe they will be ahead if they shot a better three-point percentage. So I think that's something that they have to work on. But again, Coach said they don't have their legs underneath them quite yet. But when are they going to get their legs underneath them? We're getting deeper and deeper into the season. So it has to be a point where they got to knock down the threes.
Okay, the 5 Hawks on the floor. Number 0, Steffen. Number 23, Ricky Dixon. Number 33, Brandon Macrina. Number 22, Carrington McCaskill. And number 12, Joel Knighton. Those are the Hawks on the floor. Pena with a glasser. And right at 3 minutes, they scores at 61-56, the Raiders lead. Hawks with the basketball. Let's see what Steffen as the point guard, what happens. We haven't seen Lorenzo Wright back in this game. Macrina kicks it out to Dixon, who swung it to Steffen, who swung to Knighton. They reverse the ball, and it ends up Macrina's hands. Driving to the basket is Knighton. Passed it off to McCaskill, who scores the layup. Thought he got hit. 61-58.
Inching closer and closer. That was a nice pass right there to get that lay-in. They got to use that ball movement a little bit more like they were doing in the first half. Get some more open shots.
It's still a one-possession game. Shot clock winding down. Perkins up top to Pena. Pena with single digits on the shot clock, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Zure shoots it up, no good. Fight for the rebound. McCaskill comes away with it, gives it up to Knighton. Knighton to Macrina. Macrina, under 2 minutes to play, pulls up, no good on the 3. Ball rebound, ping-ponged around, and Pena ends up with it. Raiders have the ball in the 3-point lead, 61-58, 134 in county.
Coming down to the wire right here.
Perkins being guarded by Dixon. Now McCaskill. Perkins still with the rock.
A lot of dribbling.
Underneath. He's in the paint. Shoots it up. And the layup is good with 1:17 left, 63-58.
And you know what? He was stuck right there. He didn't know where to go. And for him to get that shot off, that's not good for Henry Ford. That's not good defense. They gotta be able to stop that.
McCaskill takes it to the basket. Layup is good. 63-60 on the layup by McCaskill with 1:02 left to play in regulation. Let's see. I haven't seen Wright, and I didn't see Daniel Autry out there.
And you got to wonder why Lorenzo Wright is not in the game right now, coming down to the wire. I believe he's been one of their best players tonight, a freshman from Ypsilanti. He's been one of the best players tonight. Why he's not in the game, coming down to the wire, you got to wonder what strategy, Coach Shepard is thinking about right now.
Yeah, that Lorenzo Wright from Belleville High School is a kid who, he's hit a couple threes. I don't know if his defense, they felt like he was a liability tonight, but I thought he was checking pretty well.
Yeah, his defense has been one of his best parts of this game tonight, and I said that at tip-off. The way he's been aggressive on these against his Oakland team right now, it's easily, like I said, it's been one of the best parts. He's been one of the best defenders all night long. Okay. So let's see if they throw him in the game and try to get a stop right here. It's a one-possession game, 1 minute left. Why not?
Let's set the lineups for you. In for Oakland, Israel Williams will inbound it. Number 1, Pena. Number 34, Muhammad Zure. Number 11, Kendall Perkins. And number 23, Cameron Williamson. The starters. Henry Ford tries a trap. They get it over to Pena. Pena has the basketball. Pena going up against Stephan. A bad pass. And Lorenzo Wright is called for the foul as the pass is going to Kendall Perkins from Pena. And with 51 seconds left, they call that foul. I can't quite see. That is the 17th foul, so it's 1-1. At the free throw line to shoot that 1-1 is number 11, Kendall Perkins, with 51 seconds left, 63-60 Raiders. Let's see what happens as Perkins dribbles, concentrates, shoots. It's no good. And the Hawks have the basketball. Macrina brings the rebound down. McEvans cross center court.
Both teams have not shot well from the free throw line
Evans
tonight.
turns the corner. And Zure, who are they going to call a foul on here? With 40 seconds left, they called the foul on number 10, I believe. Yes, they did. Israel Williams.
Look at his reaction.
That's his second, the team's 9th. McEvans at the line, hits the first one. 63-61 with 40 seconds left. Dixon, Wright, McCaskill, Stephan, and McEvans hits the second one on the floor for the Hawks. 63-62 timeout.
So clutch free throws right there. Now you bring it. It's a 1-point game with 40 seconds left to go. Hey, if I'm Henry Ford, I need all my best defenders on the floor to get a stop right here.
All right, with 40 seconds left to play, let's set the scene. 63-62. McEvans just hit the 2 free throws. The foul situation, both teams in a 1-1. Henry Ford has 8 fouls. And Oakland Community College has 9. 1-1 on the 10th, of course. 10th foul means it's double bonus. So the key for both of these teams, when you get to the line on a 1-1, Dallas, you got to hit the free throws.
You got to hit the free throws. And, again, both teams have been struggling with the free throws in this game. Not hitting them at the rate that you would want them to hit them at. So, who's going to come down to who's going to make their free throws is basically what it is. Who's going to make their free throws? In
this situation, with a 63-62 lead, if you're Oakland, what do you think Coach Joe Bear is telling his kids?
Just continue to stay aggressive. Continue to stay aggressive, and if that means drawing fouls, so be it. But let's stay aggressive. Look for the open shot. If we get a 3, we get a 3. But if we feel like we could draw a foul or get an open layup, let's do that. But you want to keep your foot on the neck. Up 1 point right now. It's crucial.
Okay, inbounded to Perkins. Perkins is being trapped. Long pass to center court. Pena, they got to get it across. They do. Williams, double teamed by McCaskill and Ricky Dixon. Who's the foul on? That's on Ricky Dixon. They called it on Ricky Dixon for Henry Ford, his 3rd foul. And I want to say, that's the team's 8th foul. So with 28.75 seconds left to play, Israel Williams will shoot the front end of a 1-1.
It's a lot of fouls in one half.
And it bounded up and fell through. 64-62, Raiders have the lead. 28.75 left in regulation. Here's the second, the back end of a 1-and-1. And he hits both of them. They both bounded and bounced in. 65-62. And let's see, McEvans has the rock. McEvans, Wright, McCaskill, Macrina, and Stephan on the floor. McCaskill drives to the basket. He was fouled. And I think they're going to call number 10, Israel Williams, on that one. Now we're down to 16.2 seconds left. And McCaskill's going to go to the line. And that is the double bonus. That's their 10th team foul. So it's 2 free throws for McCaskill coming up.
That was crucial right there. Now he has to take advantage of them.
Going to shoot 2 free throws, 65-62. And he hits the first one, 65-63. And the timeout, OCC, they think they want to ice McCaskill and also draw up some strategy in the event that he makes the free throw.
Right, exactly. That was a good timeout for Oakland. Now let's see what they draw up and how they're going to approach these last 16 seconds. They're up by 2.
What do you do if you're Coach Shepard and Henry Ford? What do you tell your kids, and what's the strategy?
Well, first and foremost, you got to make your free throw. So I'm going to tell him, there's no pressure at the line. You want to say you have to make this free throw because it's going to put pressure on your player. But at the end of the day, you make your free throw, get back on defense, get a stop or get a steal, and try to get that ball back because you have 16 seconds flies by. You have not much time left on the clock.
How long do you go before you foul?
I'll get it down there. I'll get the clock down at least 10 seconds before I can foul. That gives me enough time. If I do foul, they make a free throw or miss a free throw. That gives me enough time to get back down the court and look for a shot. Look for a good shot as well. And they need that ball movement.
Okay, McCaskill may have been iced or what have you, but he steps up, toes the line. Official hands him the ball. Shoots the second free throw, and it's good. 65-64 with 16.2. A little pressure from Henry Ford. Pena inbounded it to Williams. And there's a foul, Henry Ford foul. And Pena seems to be a little upset with his teammates.
Yeah.
He wanted guys to come to him. And the foul, who's the foul on? That's on number 0, Sergio Stephan, his first. Now headed to the line is number 1 for Oakland Community College, Michael Pena, shooting the 1-and-1. 12.48 seconds left. 65-64 Raiders hits the first one. 66-64.
And you talked about how he looked like he was frustrated with his teammates. I think Michael Pena just plays with a passion and a fire, as you see. Doesn't mean anything by it, but that fire, that passion get the best of him sometimes.
And he hits both of them, 67-64. Let's see. Lorenzo Wright with the ball, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and timeout. Henry Ford with 6.75 seconds to go. Oakland Community College, 67. Henry Ford College, 64. Let's see what they draw up.
I think Lorenzo Wright was looking for a three-pointer right there. He realized he was getting shut off. Couldn't find an open man. That was a good heads-up call to call timeout. Now they're going to try to drop a play to get someone open for 3 and try to tie this game up. They have enough time on the clock to try to get a decent shot off. See if they draw up here.
67-64, 6.75 seconds left to play in regulation. The 3 ball, what Henry Ford has lived and died by so far in this early part of the season. They got to draw something up, Dallas.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to try to look for that open 3. The percentages haven't been good for Henry Ford. But, like I said, Coach said at the beginning of this game, they're not afraid to go shoot that 3 ball. And, it's come down to the point where they got to shoot the 3 ball. 6 seconds left on the clock. You want to shoot it. So, got to get open man. Comes out to the wire right here.
And they get the ball on the side right in front of their bench. McEvans is going to throw it in. Here comes Wright running the baseline. Macrina, this is the guy you want to shoot it. 4 seconds.
Wow.
They may not get a shot off. McEvans pulls up.
Oh!
And he hit it from the left side. 3-point basket is good. 67-67, and we are headed to overtime.
Tell him your name, young man. Wow.
What a shot. McCrina dribbled it a couple times in a desperation 3 from the little fella from Southfield A&T. Ties it at 67, and we're headed for a 5-minute overtime. What a play. Run us back through that one, Dallas.
Wow, wow. I can't even get together the words right now. Matrina tried to go for the open 3. That was good defense by Oakland. They put 2 men on him where he couldn't. That's the hottest shooter in the game right now. Matrina is the hottest shooter in the game. 2 Oakland defenders shut that down. And they got the ball to McCray, and wow, that was a good shot. I mean, it was a desperation shot to get that up, and that fell.
Now, Coach Joe Bear told me in the pregame, of course, we chronicled him having a stroke and everything, said he's going to be more relaxed in these games. This one's going to test you as we got the tip-up coming up with Zure from OCC jumping against Carrington McCaskill for Henry Ford. Lamar Howe, the official, tosses it up, and OCC controls the tip. All tied at 67, 5-minute overtime. Eric Pate, Dallas Young, if you're just joining us here on the YouTube channel for Henry Ford College Athletics, or on the live stream.
Steal.
Someone lost their mask. That was a steal by Stephen. McEvans wide open for a 3. It's up. It's no good. But Stephen cleans up the mess. 69-67. Henry Ford has regained the lead.
That was a good follow right there. McEvans was open for the 3. Couldn't knock it down, but that was good to follow his shot. Stephen was right there to pick him up.
Pena goes right into the trees. And let's see if McCaskill's going to be called for the foul. He is. Number 22, Carrington McCaskill, is called for the foul. Double bonus. And that is 3 fouls on McCaskill. Pena's at the line. Double bonus means it'll be shooting 2 for the rest of the game.
What a game.
Man, oh, man. Pena hits the first shot. 69-68, Henry Ford. They went a long time without the lead, but they got it. They tied it up when they needed it.
And like
Pena,
I said,
go ahead.
It came down to that 3-pointer, and they were able to hit it when they needed.
Pena misses the second free throw, but McCrina couldn't corral the rebound, so OCC gets it underneath, trailing 69-68 with 4:21 left in the overtime. McCrina and McEvans check out. Dixon and Knighton check in for the Hawks.
And Dixon has been good on defense right now, or been good for the defense for the Hawks in this game. They need him right here to step up again.
Pena being guarded closely by Stephen. Perkins against Wright. Kicks it back out to Pena. Pena with the glasser. 70-69 with just above 4 minutes left in overtime. If you just joined us, extra basketball here at the Athletics Memorial Building. 70-69. McCaskill with the Euro step, up no good, fights for the rebound, gets it back. In traffic, possession arrow favors. Who's it favor? It favors Henry Ford. Checking back in the ball game, I think it's offense and defensive substitutions. You got McEvans and McCrina checking back in for the Hawks. Knighton and Dixon check out. So we got Wright, McCaskill, McCrina. Inbounding the ball is Sergio Stephen and McEvans. All in for the Hawks. McCrina gives it up to Stephen. Stephen being guarded by Williamson. McEvans has it. McEvans passes it cross court to Stephen. Stephen on the drive. Up no good. Rebounded on the miss, but almost stolen away by Stephen. OCC has it. He almost traveled. Zure gives it up to Perkins. Perkins has the ball. Timeout OCC with 3:20 left in overtime. 70-69 OCC. And Coach Joe Bear is asking, where's the foul? Go ahead.
You got to like that defense right there from the Hawks and the last couple plays right there. The defense is hounding Oakland right now. They are in their face. Probably the best defense I've seen them play all game long. has come in the second half, and they're doing it.
70-69, 3:20 left in the overtime period. In case you just joined us, that was Cameron McEvans to hit the three to tie the thing up and send it to the overtime period. And it was a scramble indeed, but they're here. 70-69, the Raiders have the lead, though.
Yeah, man, we want to go back to that shot by McEvans. Just what a play, a hand in his face to knock down that three when the team needed him most. Going in overtime, that's going to be huge for Henry Ford.
Don't forget to join us on Thursday night for volleyball. The Hawks will take on Mott Community College right here at the Athletic Memorial Building on the campus of Henry Ford College. 70-69 here. We got to get this one done first. And then Friday night, we'll be here for Henry Ford against St. Clair County Community College. Side in for OCC, and that is number 10, Israel Williams, who gives it to Pena. Pena gives it up to Perkins. Perkins.
Just look at the defense right here.
Pena, shot clock winding down. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Pena drives to the bucket. He missed it, touched the rim, rebound by Williams, and Pena ends up with it again for a reset.
Yep.
Reset of the shot clock. Pena scrambling underneath, gives it up. That was a possession arrow thing. And the possession arrow favors the Raiders. 70-69, 2:48 left to play in overtime. Hang on to your hats. Hang on to your wig. This is a tight one. Pass up top to Pena. Shot clock down to 5. Perkins on the drive, guarded by Dixon, who stole it away and gave it up to McCaskill, who gives it up to right up the floor. Coming up on 2:30 left, Joe Knighton. Joe Knighton, the flop does not work at Henry Ford. And that foul is on number 1, Michael Pena. Someone better let him know the flop didn't work.
Hey,
it's a foul.
Michael Pena is hot at the officials right here. He's yelling at them to come on and wake up.
That's his 3rd foul at the line for Henry Ford. Is number 12, Joe Knighton. It's a double bonus here. Hits the first one. It's all tied at 70 with 2:30 left. Let's see if the big fella,
it's Joel Knighton,
out of Chippewa Valley High School, can hit the second one. It's up and it's good. Henry Ford regains the lead, 71-70. That is Kendall Perkins going against Ricky Dixon. And that Henry Ford bench is up.
Into the game right there. I like that. As a team, you like that.
Williams to Pena, to Perkins, back over to Pena. Pena backing it up, and now turns the corner, kicks it out on a dribble drive to Perkins. Long three, no good. Rebound corralled by McCaskill, who gives it up to Lorenzo Wright. Wright going against the big fella Zure. Screen. Zure still with him. Mismatch down in the paint. Mouse in the house. McCaskill shoots it over Williams. Misses it. Pena, in and out move. Throws it to his bench, turnover. 71-70 with 1:41 left.
Michael Pena has to slow the game down for Oakland right now. He's getting a little bit too over himself right now. He's letting the frustration from the refs dictate his game. And Henry Ford has to take advantage of that. They see a player frustrated like that, go at him.
And Macrina and McEvans check in for Henry Ford as Lorenzo Wright kicks it out to Macrina. Macrina gives it up to McEvans. They're above the three-point line now. McEvans driving to the basket, had it tipped away. There's a scrum, a rugby scrum, and the possession arrow favors the Hawks. 71-70 with 10 seconds left on the shot clock, 1:21 left in the first overtime, or overtime. I don't want to be prophetic. Let's hope the 5 minutes right here takes care of the business. Yeah. 71-70, the Hawks lead it with 1:21 left in the OT. Sergio Steffen going to inbound the ball. McCaskill gives the screen to Macrina. The roller gets the ball. That was McCaskill who shot that three. Long rebound by Williamson for OCC to Pena. He pushes it. Pena up no good. Fight for the rebound. Henry Ford comes away with it. He palmed it.
Oh.
Lorenzo right on the turnover because he palmed it right in front of the Oakland bench. So with 1:07 left in overtime, 71-70, Henry Ford. Joel Knighton checking back into the ball game along with Ricky Dixon. Out of the ball game, McEvans. And I want to say Macrina is out.
And you don't want that to happen right there. That turnover right there, they had a 3-on-1 advantage right there. They could have easily, gotten the lay-in. I don't want that to cost them right there.
Perkins going up against Knighton. Up no good. Good defense by Knighton. Wright comes away with the ball. Under a minute to play. 50 seconds and counting. 71-70 Hawks. A hard-fought contest. Wright taking his time. He's looking. Thought Knighton was going to set a screen. He's guarded by Pena. Pena is looking for the screen. They switch. Perkins guarding Wright. Wright on the floater. Air ball. Kicks it out to Pena. Pena gives it up to Perkins. Perkins to Williamson. Williamson to Williams. They're going to continue to play. Coach Jobert calls a timeout. With 17.3 seconds left to play, timeout. Henry Ford 71, Oakland Community College 70, 17.37 seconds left to play in overtime.
They called timeout. It looked like they called timeout, and like 3 or 4 seconds went by before the officials even gave it to them.
And, I mean, those guys know each other pretty well just from knowing the basketball community. And Coach Jobert saying, hey, I want my timeout. That was, it seemed like a little bit of more time, but with 17.37 seconds left, Dallas, what do you do if you're the Raiders, and what do you do if you're Henry Ford playing defense?
Well, if I'm Henry Ford, I'm going to hold that ball as long. It's 16 seconds left on the shot clock. That takes us down to 1 second left. I'm holding that ball as long as I can before they foul me. When I get on that line, I'm going to make my free throws and force them. I want to get up by 3. I want them to be in the same situation we were. I want them to try to take that three-pointer. And if I'm Oakland, maybe I'll try to foul early, make them shoot them free throws so I can have as much time as I can.
71-70, and Oakland's got the rock. So do they run it down for a shot? What would you do?
Now, if I'm Oakland, since we have the ball, since Oakland has the ball, I want to get a quick shot. If I miss this shot, I still have time left. I can foul Henry Ford, but if I get a quick shot, it can go either way. If I get a quick shot, I still got time left to get the ball back and get a stop. But if I if I run the shot clock down, I have to make sure I get a good shot. And I want that possession to go in.
Well, if you're Oakland, you want to run it all the way down. So Henry Ford has got to play good defense, and they'll win the game. They go inside to Zure. Hasn't touched it in a while. Gives it up to Perkins. Perkins, under 10 seconds, drops it off for Williamson.
Good defense.
Pena on the pull-up. Up no good. Rebounds Zure. Had the shot block. Knighton. Good defense. And that's it. That is it. Final score, Henry Ford College 71, Oakland Community College 70. And I'll tell you this, on that final possession, Knighton came up big. All the bigs in the paint for Henry Ford came up big, Dallas. Got to be the most exciting game we've seen all year.
That is, and the thing is, Oakland had the height advantage in this game, but the bigs played with heart. They were rebounding. They were scrapping all game long, and it paid off with a 1-point victory right here tonight.
Well, Henry Ford improves this record to 2-2, while Oakland Community College dropped to 4-4. They're 2-1 in the conference, and, of course, Henry Ford is 2-2 in the conference. For Dallas Young, I'm Eric Payne. I'm saying so long. We'll catch you on the live stream on Thursday for volleyball. Henry Ford against Mott Community College. From the Athletics Memorial Building, so long, everyone.